In today's video, we're going to be learning how to find the least common multiple of a set of numbers. In order to do this, we have to first know what a multiple is. A multiple is any number that a number can multiply into. Let's go through example 1 and this will become more clear to you. So, first we want to list the multiples of both numbers. So we can start with 3. And like I said, a multiple is any number that 3 can multiply into. So basically, 3 times any number is a multiple of 3. But when we're trying to find the least common multiple, we usually want to start with the lowest or least multiples. So we can do this by basically counting by 3. So we can start with 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. Usually in these problems, listing out the first 4 or 5 multiples will be enough to find a common multiple. But if not, we can always go on further. But we'll start with 5. So let's list the multiples for 5. We have 5, then 10, 15, 20, and 25. So now that we've listed out 5 multiples for each, we can go ahead and circle the common multiples. So, do they have any common multiples in their first 5? I see 15, and that's it. So that would mean that the least common multiple, or LCM, of 3 and 5 is 15. Let's try number 2. So again, let's list out the multiples of 2 and 8. We can start with 2. And remember, when we list the multiples, we can just count by the number we're listing the multiples for. So we can start with 2, then 4, 6, 8, and 10. Again, we only usually go to 5 in these types of problems, and then if we need to go further, we can always do that after. Now we can do 8. So we have 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. So let's go through and see if they have any common multiples. So they do 8, so we can circle the 8s. So that's going to mean that the least common multiple, or LCM, of 2 and 8 is 8. Now, for both these examples, if we kept listing out multiples, I'm sure that they would have other common multiples. But we're not concerned with the higher common multiples since we're looking for the least. We don't need to find the ones that are higher than 15 in example number 1 or 8 in example number 2. So let's try a few more examples. In those first 2 examples, we found the least common multiple of a set of 2 numbers. In examples 3 and 4, we're going to find the least common multiple of a set of 3 numbers. And we do this the same way as we did with 2 numbers, except we just have a third number now to list out the multiples of. So let's start with number 3. We have the least common multiple of 4, 8, and 3. So we can start by listing the multiples for 4. That would be 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. Then we can list the multiples of 8. We have 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. And then the multiples of 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. So now we have to look and see, do we have any common multiples between all 3 of these? So 4 and 8 both share 8 and 16 as common multiples so far, and 4 and 3 both share 12 as a common multiple. but there isn't one that all three of them share. So, in this case, we've listed out the first 5 multiples of each of these numbers, and we haven't found a common multiple. So that means we're going to have to go a little bit further. So typically, if you have to do this, it's better to start with the smaller numbers, just in case one of the next multiples for them is a multiple of the large number. So we can start with 3, keep counting on. So 15, we can add 18, 21, and let's do 24. And then for 4, we can add 24, 28, and 32. So now, if you notice, we added 3 more for both 3 and 4, and that allows us to find the common multiple of 24 between all 3. So 4 has 24, 8 has 24, and so does 3. So as you can see, the tip to start with the lower numbers paid off here, because if we had started with 8, we would have done a little bit of unnecessary work. It's not the end of the world, but it can save you some time. So that means that the answer to what's the least common multiple between 4, 8, and 3, least common multiple, is 24. Let's try number 4. We have 1, 6, and 9. So anytime you're asked to find the least common multiple of a set of numbers, and one of those numbers is 1, you can basically ignore the 1 and find the least common multiple of the other 2, and that number will always be the least common multiple of all 3. This is because 1, the multiples of 1 are every whole number. If you think about it, because if you count by ones, it's just like counting normally. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So let's go ahead and find the multiples of 6 and 9. So we have 6 here. We can start with 6. Then we have 12. We have 18, 24, and 30. And the multiples of 9 are 9, 18, 27, 36, and 45. So now we look, do we have any common multiples between these two? Oh, well, we do, 18. So our least common multiple between 6 and 9 is 18. And remember, because the multiples of 1 are all whole numbers, any common multiple between 6 and 9 is also going to be a common multiple of 1. So our least common multiple between 1, 6, and 9 is 18. Hopefully, after watching this video, you have a better understanding of how to find the least common multiple of a set of numbers. If you're having trouble with any other areas of math, feel free to check out our channel. We have a bunch of different videos covering a wide range of topics, and we're always adding more on a regular basis. Thanks for watching.